Hello everyone and welcome back to AustinTalks, where today we are finally, after so many recordings of this video, uploading Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Now, to be fair, I've actually done this differently. This video is differently than the one I actually did. This is a breakdown of the one that's recently just come on streaming services. So it's actually like a full breakdown of what's come on streaming services. So it's not the one that came out in cinema, it's the one that came out on streaming services. So yeah, I made a whole video do with it, but I've also split this video into two videos. One on the whole movie, and then another video coming out later this week on the post-credit scenes, because as I was recording and I looked through all of them, I spent longer on that than I did for the rest of the video, so I might as well split them apart. And I really enjoy the post-credit scene and I enjoy uploading on the channel. So yeah, and everyone, I hope you enjoy the content coming this week. I know I've been all over the place with content updates. We're going to have a Shazam 2 review tomorrow as well. And then later on, we'll finally have our Guardians of the Galaxy predictions. So that's what you can expect from this week. A post-credit scene video, a Shazam 2 review, and a Guardians of the Galaxy prediction. Oh, wait, yeah. Mandalorian Season 3 video as well. So a lot of content this week. And May is just going to be another smasher. There is a week in May I will not be able to upload. But, yeah, sorry, just had to get that out there, like the news, because I haven't been able to upload in a while, because computer caught a virus, that's why. So that's why I couldn't upload and everything, so sorry, here it is, everyone. Now let's get started. Now, how good was the movie? Now, this movie confused me for a week straight. It took me 2 weeks to actually make this video because I kept on remembering it in my head. I was so confused, and like with the plot twist in the movie were the weirdest things, and the weirdest thing in it was they disobeyed certain laws in the MCU. Like, we really didn't see a MODOK's death. He was just like, yeah, I'm dead now. Now, yeah, and it's so good, and it is good in certain aspects, but still, after making this video, it still boggles my brain. Don't get me wrong, I do actually really like this movie. Well, kind of. I do like this movie, and I know it's really underrated, and it's not what we all expected. I cannot lie, it's not what we all expected, but at least it's better than the last one. Like, really, the last Ant-Man and the Wasp was shocking. If I had to rank all three, I would rank the first one, this one, and then the last one. I mean, that's probably one of the worst MCU movies ever. Now, Scott's book. Funny. Now, this I thought was cool because I actually want, obviously everyone knows I want to be an author, and the best part is I can actually get the book in real life. So yeah, that's cool. And I'm only saying this because it is quite subtle, but they released a whole video about it, and it is quite cool, I think. Look out for the little guy. And apparently in Miss Marvel, we learned that he has his own podcast and all that. And Ant-Man has grown on me. Please, someone get that joke. I explained it to about 5 people. And it was the most depressing conversations I ever had in the past year. So this has raised the importance scale of the character for me. Like, in the first movie, I actually didn't know who Ant-Man was in the first movie. I actually did not. But like, he's actually grown on me, especially when you read the comics. Some of the comics are great. Now, the ramification of Ant-Man and the Wasp and Endgame. Acknowledging the laws of the quantum realm is sort of diverts from what these two movies have taught us about the quantum realm. Quantum realm, in Ant-Man and the Wasp were only introduced to like this little wormhole thingy, and with these little bugs, but we didn't understand the full scale of the quantum realm. And then in Endgame, there's like multiple wormholes, and I'm hoping those multiple wormholes actually end up in like these multiple things end up in different like in these different parts of the quantum realm. And also like the film is cool and very weird, but I do think that it still should stick with what it says. Don't say, oh, I did that, but I actually like we did this, but no, we should have done this, and we'll just try and forget what we actually did. And like much like the phrase "do as I say, not as I do," that's kind of what this movie does. But like I'll get into it later, but I was more focused on someone else. Now, Cassie following in the footsteps of Scott. Now, when saying things, you think I'm saying Scott, which in some extent is true, but she is actually following in the footsteps of Hank, with going through his journals and all of that. I mean, we soon find out that he was she was learning about the quantum realm. Yeah, learning about the quantum realm. I mean, I'm a geek for physics, as we all know, and I'm pretty in depth with the quantum theory. Give me a second. Really got a really dry throat today. All right, she is one of those people who are followers, not independent. But if you look throughout the movie, remember the character she actually is, and you realize she is as equal to both Hank and Scott combined. She's got the better traits of both, and in the beginning when she's arrested, that doesn't put in the best light. But you also have to remember that they've lost a lot of years together. You don't know what's happened behind the scenes. This is only our third movie of her, or four. I've lost count. Our only third movie with 3 different actors. So yeah. Now the pizza and quantum scene. Relating to what I just previously said, it's funny because Cassie is a relatively new character. Oh, come on! I was going to make a physics joke. Yeah, relativity. That's the one. It was a relatively new character in the MCU, and she was treated like a regular character, like Scott and Hope at the beginning. And Hank is a genius, getting a mini pizza and making it bigger. If only that was the case. If we could do that, I would make a gummy pizza the size of my face. Actually, that still wouldn't be too big. If this was a real thing, then it would save so much money. Like for all of us, we all can't lie. We can't wait for Pimp Tech to start re-emerging. Also, the reveal of the research Cassie was conducting only furthers my previous observation. You can't not say that I was wrong. Like she follows both traits of both of them, and like her personality. I like the personality in the way she. Honestly, I like the purple suit. And I said this in my predictions video. Like there's no evolution with any of them, but like purple looks better than red and yellow. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. Okay. Now, welcome to the quantum realm, the quantum people. Yes, I've officially put in the blob guy, Veep. I have to say this, but this was the best scene ever in the MCU. This was comedy gold. When we were introduced to the quantum when we were introduced to the quantum people, which are called the Freedom Fighters, they are comedic gold of the movie, and the blobby thing, it was the best. His name's Veb, I later found out. And it is also cool that the effects are mental, the effects of the quantum realm are mad, and the posters are great. And I actually later found out, because it doesn't sound like him, but a guy that plays Polka Dot Man actually voices Veb, and he actually used to play as a supporting character to the Louise crew, who used to steal things. So that's a bit of Ant-Man history for you. And it just shows we needed more of this in the MCU. We really do. We need some of this comedic stuff. And like, if in the Fantastic Four we visit the quantum realm even once more, I would love to see these guys again. I want to see the freedom fighters. They were sick. Right. In the fear of Kang. Yeah. Yes, this was the when I went to see this movie, I just wanted to see this guy. I've been waiting for a Kang since forever. I've wanted to see Kang forever. Now, when someone mentioned Janet Van Dyne, everyone got like, eh? What? Why are you here? Yeah, I soon found out it was because of Kang. I had my speculations, but I was so far from the truth. As Kang is introduced in the movie, he is portrayed as a being of great power, and there are freedom fighters. Yeah, I say that I say this. I'll say it again if you get what I mean. He's a being of great power, and then there's the freedom fighters. Yeah, like Kang was so short-lived in this movie. Well, this actually is called Kang the Conqueror. Kang is the one we saw at the end of Loki. Apparently there is a difference, I found out! And Kang is introduced as a power, undefeated character who is beaten in the most embarrassing way by Ant-Man of all people, person who can shrink and knows stuff about the quantum realm, and yet still was able to beat his butt into a power core and was shattered into a million pieces. That is sad. Anyway, okay. Introducing Kryler? Yeah, that's the one. Kryler at first seems like a nice guy, funny, useful, and a good person. But then he's just revealed to be working for Kang, and not very nice. And honestly, he gives off Back to the Future vibes. Things really were bad when Janet left. Kryler seems like the weirdest, most indecisive character, but you can't. Okay, this is a short bit of the thing, but his clothing style is amazing. His fashion statement. If I do a part 2 to that clothing video, and I have a actually I'll mention that at the end if I can remember. If there's a part 2 to that fashion video, he's the one that should get the crown. His fashion is amazing. And welcome MODOK. My favourite character. OMG. What the hell did they do to this concept art? Honestly. So the concept art was this cranky old MODOK thingy. This guy, oh my god, he's a meme and I love it. He's the new Baby Yoda. It looks nothing like him in the movie, and he looks so much better. The VFX are really great, and honestly, he looks like a new version of Humpty Dumpty. I chose the worst image to do this with. Oh my god! With the mask, he does look. Now he does look better with a mask. His mask looks great, but without it, he's just the meme of the MCU. He does look cool. Well, I mean, they did rock a MODOK, and honestly, to be fair, we never had any of this. To be fair, but his character development, including his origin, was disturbing. I mean, his death was made out to be bad, and to be fair, it was. But actually, his head was the biggest part, so his limbs. I mean, we saw a bit of his butt. I didn't want to see MODOK's butt cheeks. I didn't want to see any of that. I don't think anyone did. Now, Kang's introduction and origin. Now, may I remind you that power core right there is what killed them. Yes. This reveal and origin was so much better than Thanos. I mean, Thanos really got nothing. It shows true villainy and is in intent of him. It also shows how he will do anything to get his way. He will kill and destroy anything in his path. And funny to think that his time machine is just a chair. I mean, to be fair, it's the same as a plane. You're traveling on a chair. Well, all you have to do is walk to a toilet. So, yeah. Transformation was sick and sent shivers down my spine. And most definitely the better Big Bat. The fact that They tried so hard with Thanos with the comic accuracy. I mean, don't get me wrong, his comic accuracy was pretty decent. But in the first movie, Infinity War, what were you thinking? He just looked like the big grape, and everyone thought Ant-Man was gonna go up his butt. I will never live that out. Now, Ant-Man's mission, and I would just say, hang on, his walking down the hall, if they played the helicopter, do you mind, mate? Do you mind? Fun, right? Yeah. So his reveal when he's walking down this the hall, if they did the Batman do 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 do, that would have been that. I need to find a meme where it's him walking down and then just with that music. Someone make that for me, please. Now, Ant-Man's mission. The way that Kang was so convincing of Scott shows how possibly how much possibly he can do in the upcoming Phase 5 and 6. It's terrifying. When he was talking, I felt like Ant-Man in the scene. It was just you will do what I say, or this little girl with us. I'm certain I said this. I'm like, okay. Even without the mask, he's menacing as hell. The mission of going down to a place where he will merge with 1 million people is cool and also weird. I was definitely not expecting that. Now, the concept of power, the power core was both interesting and frightening, and somehow killed them. Somehow killed Kang. Yeah, goodbye. Now, Kang's betrayal. I chose the perfect image for this. Kang is really a two-sided person, and when it comes to the grip of power, and that applies to everyone really, but he's got it hard. When he has power, he's like, I'm gonna kill you all now, and I don't care what it gets me. And we all know where it gets me. I'm never gonna live it off. I know I've mentioned it probably 5 times. We're only 17 minutes into the video, and I really should be wrapping up at this point. Never mind, I'm kidding. I'll never live up his death. His death was appalling. Why, MCU? Why? Right, the reason for this is that his desperate need to get home, and he is doing everything in his power to make that a reality. He was exiled, remember. Kang is a bad person, but with understandable morals. Kind of. He just wants to get home, but just taking the really wrong actions, I guess. Now, Cassie's independence. Now, hang on. Can we just look at that visor in the Ant-Man suit? Yes, it looks exactly like Ant-Man's. The purple's better. The purple is better. I don't care what you say. Purple is better. This scene shows immense character development, and it is also sad. It also shows the amount of time that Scott has lost, but he also is proud to have how much he's been able to pass down even with him away. It's 5 minutes in the quantum realm. I think it's minutes. It's either hours or minutes. If Ant-Man did die, she would have changed for the better. And I know that sounds bad. She probably would have become a character like Stinger, which is her other comic version character. But I am just happy now that we have this character in the MCU. I do think she's a good character to have in the Young Avengers if we ever get it. Please confirm it. Avengers, they say Avengers, the Kang Dynasty will bring back a load of other faces. It won't. Just make the new Avengers. We want an Iron Lad. Not Iron Lad, just okay. Yeah, the final battle. Now, this battle was really short-lived. But the 1v1 between Batman and Ant-Man and Kang was really interesting, because if you think about it, a person like Scott, being an extremely powerful being like Kang, it is weird that somehow Scott did not die. And it is weird how he is someone who's still lost. I'm never gonna live up. Kang is still led to be a bad person, but in the end, he is just trying to get home. Why is there no full stop? There's no full stop. That enrages me. Now, Cassie versus MODOK. I really chose a bad image for that, didn't I? Yeah, that's just that's terrifying. in this fight, it is fair to say Cassie won't do it tremendously. Now, not only with combat skills, but with words. Her words were so inspiring. Excuse me. She was the person to convince Darren that he isn't a bad person, which at the end of the day he isn't. But he chooses to be, and in the end, he redeems himself, but sadly leads to his death. Oh, come on! Right, MODOK didn't have to die, and I'll get onto it in a little bit. Every time. Now, a Star Wars-like movie. It is. Now, let's be honest, people, but this was basically an Attack of the Clones all over again. I'm sorry, I have to say it. Kang was the Count Dooku. Ant-Man was Obi-Wan. And Cassie was Anakin. This is the subtlest detail. But when I was rewatching it, and I'm like, well, how about that? Because I was just thinking, because there was one thing that caught my eye was when he was big and he was running through the he was running through Axia. But no, it definitely is a resemblance to the Attack of the Clones. You can't, like, when you spot it, you can't unsee it. It's just me, and I know it sounds like I'm really trying to find ways to hate this movie. I don't. I love Star Wars. I can't get enough of Star Wars, but it is like Attack of the Clones, just with a better villain. Count Dooku was awful. MODOK's death. Oh, rest in peace, my brother. If there was a sadder death in the MCU, if there was the saddest death, it would go to MODOK's. Like, in the end, he was redeemed as the most sympathetic person. His death was funny. They made it out to be a meme, and he wasn't exactly a delight. But in this movie, he was made out to be a meme, and so was his death. And it's a bad thing to see him go, because we need more memes in the MCU. Like, there's quite a lot of She-Hulk memes, but like that's all for the wrong reasons. This is just pure comedy, and like they've got the animation of the suit down. They've got all the details down. I just think they should have kept them. I think they should I'm hoping. I mean, sadly, you know, when you go when they say, oh, the rule is if you see a corpse, they are actually dead. This is sadly a corpse. He is dead. Somehow, please come back. I want you, MODOK. Please come back. Now, Kang's death. I'm going to be honest about this, but who actually thinks he is dead? Now, we all know the rule. I've just said it. But there is a twist with this, because we actually saw what happened to him, but we did not see his death. We don't actually know what it did to him, though. It could have made a load of variants of himself. His death was one of the most mysterious ones in the MCU, and this is just showing you how interesting they are trying to make this character. He is an interesting character. If someone tries to say, let us try to say anything else, you are wrong. He's an interesting character, and I can't wait to Kang Dynasty. Now, the film rating. Right, yes. 7.6. I went into this movie very excited and hoping for a plot twist. But at the end of the day, it was a standard Marvel movie. It wasn't your typical, it was not a Thor Love and Thunder level. That was but this could have been better. But just means that the next Kang related movie, it better be good. You need more. This didn't do much for Kang. It mainly, yes, it did kind of focus on the Ant-Man family, and I know it's called Ant-Man and the Wasp, but why make Kang the villain? And I'm surprised how he's not dead, how Scott's not dead. I wanted my theories to be right. The Iron Lad and Stinger, we want that. Anyway, fan theories. Oh, that's a lot. Right. In the ending scene, when we see multiple versions of Kang, come on! This is a bit, okay, yeah, we'll get, come on. I think that is clear that this will be leading into the next Avengers movie, the Kang Dynasty, but this also sets up another potential multiverse matters, introduced concursion that this will play a huge part in the upcoming project called Avengers Incursion. Do you agree with me? I really should have looked over this before I made that decision. Oh, you are kidding! All of these have to do with the post-credit scene. I'm just going to pass through these so you can read them if you want. I'll alter them. Anyway, right everyone, that'll be the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed the review. I did go through the amount of recordings I've recorded this. I've recorded it 6 times. But I do like this movie, and I wanted obviously everyone to know my thoughts. So that's why I had it. So other than that, everyone, I hope you all have a great day. Oh yes, right, I do remember. So I have another video planned with another family member. Well, you've already met him. My dad. It was because he loves he loved doing the history video, music video. So we are going to do another one of them, but on my part, like all the old ones that I like. So it will be quite similar to what we did, but it will be a different. It will just be slightly different. So I will. I haven't actually mentioned it to him yet, but it was just an idea I had. So, yeah, other than that, everyone, I hope you enjoy. Please stay tuned for this week because we have a lot of content planned. Some content may be going on to Austin Plays. I'm having a bit of issues with, trying to hold everything together with Austin Plays. I don't really upload and I don't really play games anymore. So I may come to a decision where I may just stream. Because I may need to play games to take a break because, oh my god, I do so much work. Right, everyone, I hope you all enjoy. Have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!